Hello and welcome to a Blender tutorial. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to teach you about the basic functions of Blender. So when we start out, we have our grid here. We have the x-axis and the y-axis, these green and red lines. We have a box, we have a circle, which is our light, and we have this little triangle here, which is a camera. So basic controls: to select objects, you hit the right mouse button over different objects, and you can move them by using these arrows here, by clicking on the arrows and holding them and dragging it. This little red dot you see here, this little red dot, this is not important for now, but this helps you place objects and other things like that. So let's go ahead and move our little box around. Move it up, and then what you can see is you can also move it other ways. So if you hold down the middle mouse wheel and you kind of move, you can move around like this and get a better view of things. Or if you hold shift and click on the middle mouse wheel and move that around, then you can use that to pan. You can use that to kind of pan around. Do whatever you want that way. Okay, so let's go back to our top view by going to View, Top, or you can also hit numpad 7, and let's go ahead and zoom out a little bit so we can see our camera and our light. Now what this camera does is this is the viewer for when you finally do render your pictures or movies or animations or games or whatever. So where we're going to start is we're going to see what we can do with the box. So you can move it either linearly by using the arrows, or you can hit G to grab, and you can move it around like that if you want, rather freely. To size it, you hit S, and you can either drag in and out with your mouse, or if you want to, you can hit individual numbers like 5 to make it 5 times bigger. You can make it twice as big. You can make it 45 times as big. You can make it 0.7 times as big. Stuff like that. If you want to rotate, you hit the R button, and you can rotate it like that, or you can also use numbers like was said earlier. 90 to rotate at 90, which really doesn't matter with the box, because it's a box. Or you can do like 80, stuff like that. It's all very simple, my friend. Okay. So let's go to View, Camera. And so now what we're doing is we're viewing it through our camera, and we can also manipulate objects through here. Now what this camera is this tells you what you're viewing and title safe zones and stuff like that. And when you do hit render, which will actually, let's do that now. So go over here to Scene or hit F10 and click render. Or if you also hit F12 to render. This is our rendered picture. This is our box, looking fabulous. Okay, so what you do is you can either escape to exit out, or you can click on this little X up here. So you can go ahead and move around a little bit. Just try that out. And now what we see here is this little thing here. This is our light. This provides lighting for our box. So I just moved it in a little bit, moved it a little bit closer. You can either just directly render by hitting F12 or clicking this button, or if you kind of want to see what it looked like a little bit, you can hit numpad 0 to go on the camera, or you can go to View, Camera. Okay, so let's hit F12 to render. You can see it's a little brighter. Exit out of that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to delete the light. So select your light and hit delete and hit erase selected objects. Now hit F12 to render, or you can click on the button, and you'll see very dark box, not nearly as beautiful as our other that had shading on it. So what would happen to our light? Say if we add another one. Alright, not too hard. Let's go to View, Top, click right here, kind of over here with this little cursor, then go to View, Front, and click there with our cursor, and then spacebar to add lamp, add a lamp, and now we have a light again. So if we hit F12, see, we have our beautiful box again with our beautiful shading and all that jazz. Another kind of handy thing you can do is you can select your box using the left arrow and hit Shift D, and this will duplicate an object, and you can move it around and do whatever the hell you want. Or you can do Shift D again, move it up there, and let's render. That's all again. Now you can see we have 3 fabulous boxes. Absolutely fabulous. Looking good, ladies. Alright. So, some very basic things that you can do. So get just started. I'll post some other tutorials later on and teach you guys further. Sweet.